Hi, my name is Fairlie Atkinson and I work for Zayed University in the United Arab Emirates. I've been the instructional coach for University College for the past 12 months. I've been teaching teachers how to teach with the iPad, and I've also been helping design instructional materials for iPad use. I love being an instructional coach, but I don't want to tell you too much about my experiences. I'd like the people that I have taught to speak for me. I hope you enjoy this little clip.
My name's Marion Engin and I teach in the Department of Languages. This semester Fairlie has, on a weekly basis, has presented different ways in which we can use the iPad. We haven't just looked at the apps, we've also looked at how these apps are actually applicable to the curriculum that we're using, and also how these apps can be integrated into our writing and reading skills lessons. We've had the chance to share our own experience of using different apps, and Fairlie has encouraged all members of the department to share any experiences that they might have had, the ups and the downs of using the iPad so far. Fairlie has also been available all the time to help us if we have a particular problem. It could be related to an app or just in general how to go about using the iPad. She's also been available to give us lots of support for our own teaching, but also to motivate us and to help us very much in terms of creating materials as far as the iBooks go. And she has been a model of how we can go about using iPad in a meaningful way.
Fairlie, fabulous Fairlie, don't you think?
I think she's fabulous.
I learned so much.
Her iPad training is amazing.
It is.
She taught me how to use iBooks and this widget thing. It was widgetastic.
Not that it takes much to teach me anything, but I like her attitude and her go-for-it attitude, and I'm going to be just like her someday.
She makes me want to take iPad and pedagogy and put it together.
That's right. I had that same feeling. I just didn't know how to express it. God, Fairlie, she's wonderful.
And fabulous.
We had people like Fairlie, who was in the department. They facilitated through mediation, and we learned as we gained more confidence as we were moving ahead.
Flip it. Now, I'm not being offensive, I'm talking about the classroom. I'm offensive in my own time. So, what on earth could flipping your classroom have to do with scaffolding? Don't look. Flipping your classroom has so much to do with scaffolding, and I didn't realise this until I started reading, until I had all these conversations with Marion, who has so much in-depth knowledge of scaffolding and teacher training, and who I've managed to learn so much from. And the concept of flipped classrooms lends itself beautifully to peer scaffolding and to help students learn, use the technology and the device in a way that supports their learning and gets them to where they should be developmentally. So we have students all with different ZPDs, all working at different levels with different levels of knowledge. It's very, very hard to teach to the middle of a classroom in any cultural context. A flipped classroom allows students to work at their own pace. So they can use the technology, the device, or the software that you've given them, and they can, if they are somebody who doesn't have any prior knowledge of, let's say, Homer's Greece, the Homeric age, they can watch that video that you have assigned them with that text that you have put in iBooks Author again and 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 again until they get it. And they can go out and retrieve other information on their device that can help them with that understanding. Whereas if you've gotten up in your classroom and delivered a PowerPoint explaining the Homeric age, you're probably reaching maybe a quarter, maybe half, but there's going to be a layer at the top who are bored out of their brains, and a layer at the bottom who it's just gone straight over their heads. They don't have any prior knowledge to scaffold on. Linguistically, they can't keep up. But if you've given them a task to do outside of the classroom that they can repeat, that they can get involved in, that they can dive into and explore, that is interactive, they're involved with the device and they're involved with the content.
So I hope you've enjoyed listening to some of the people in my Apple universe, and I look forward to working with you in the future.